stayed. It's only over when the day is done. I never knew you was a runner, yeah. I mistook you for a son. It don't matter what we think when it's all over. 'Cause this is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah. This is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah.
Archie, is it fun?
Fun.
Fun.
After me. Ready? Happy?
Happy.
New?
New?
New.
Was wrong to say I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause in the story of our lives, the best of times through color glass, time moves on enough to let me move on past, but every little now and then it creeps on back to shape my smile.
So this has to do with the squaddies regarding Meredith. Meredith usually brings some good conversation, and this is the last tweet that I have for this video. This is Meredith. If she's on, I think she has a YouTube channel, so go check her out. She's more about substance. I actually was reading her profile on here, and it was kind of very interesting. Let's see here. Okay, one day I pull on a thread about the British media and the monarchy and never stop. So it's almost like me, many of the squaddies, we all were minding our own business. We were so happy for Meghan and the union and everything like that, and then you start reading BS from the UK, and then it caught your attention. Like me, I wasn't sharing any of this stuff. Well, I got to start sharing this stuff with you, tweets, because some of you, and I understand information is one of the key things that the UK is trying to prevent people from knowing. So I put a tweet, and I thought it was kind of funny. Just one silly tweet. I don't even remember what it was about. And then one of the squad responded in the comment and said, if I'm a squaddy. And I was like, what's a squaddy? And I started, joking about it. And then I don't know if it was the same person, and the person said, I'm not on Twitter, can you share more of these? And that's how I started sharing tweets. All right, because now that I started seeing the BS about Meghan's pregnancy, nobody was saying or doing anything to help her out, and then I wanted to know more and more and more. And then when I come across this stuff, and then I started sharing with you. Okay, so that's how my channel come about. And the best thing for me, I think I did, that when I thought of certain things, like because in one of the tweet I read that Sophie I think had a miscarriage or something like that, and I wanted to know if that was true, and I shared the process with you. It's on PYTE on this channel that I'll be putting this video. But anyway, let's focus on Meredith thing. This is one of many recent books by Harry, and books authorized by Charles, Diana, etc. are so important for historical record. What would you think the British family was like in a century if you only see articles like this? Alright. She retweets something of herself. I'll come back here to read some of the things here. Okay. Okay, she retweeted this to herself. Okay, let's see here. Yes, the famously happy Charles and Diana tour. Princess Diana, quote, I understood the jealousy, Charles, but I can't explain that I didn't ask for it. The same thing as Meghan. She didn't understand why the family was upset with her when she was just doing things naturally. The tabloid wants to write about it. She can control the tabloid. It's almost the same thing. Royal reporting is so bleak. All right. Australia has historically been home to some of the royal family's happiest tour, from Elizabeth II and Prince Philip's epic voyage in 1954 to the pivotal Prince Charles and Diana trip 30 years later, and the more recent crowd-pulling diplomatic tour de forces of the then Duke and Duchess of Cambridge and baby Prince George and the Duke and... is there one? Okay, so that was that. And I wrote about royal tours in my new Substract series, including the happiness the royal family felt after Harry and Meghan's successful tour. Alright, decades later, she put a link here. I'll leave it for you. Let's see how long it is. Alright, what is that? Alright, I will leave that for you guys. You know what? Let's read it for the sake of this video. Royal Voda 101, the series premiere of Princess Diana series. Okay, she voted October 22, 2 days ago. Okay, let's hear. Pulling Thread by Meredith Constant is an entirely reader-funded endeavor. Extensive research goes into a series like Royal Woman and The Rag, and the new subscriber allow me to do this and even more as I work on making this a part full-time job. Thank you for your support. Okay, yeah, the information she put, it takes a lot of time. Okay, she does more research than that. If I'm really interested into something, yes, I'll do the research, but reading this is nothing. Alright, but when I'm into something and research and do things, yeah. Alright, but she goes into deep, because I don't care about the royal family, to tell you the truth. I really don't care. But when you're really into something and you see the problem, especially if I find a problem into something, then I will want to know. And that's how my research will go into. But I really don't care about the leftovers. But let's read what she wrote. But the information she put, you could see the hard work behind it. All right, the relationship between the royal family and the British media is a symbiotic one. They rely on each other for survival, complicated even further by the fact that the royals are in part a taxpayers funded institution. All right, this part I could say, this is my input. I'm not saying she's wrong. Nah, none of that. She is 100% right. They feed on each other. But how they feed on each other is because they brainwash Charles. And that goes back, okay, I've said this so many times, when the Queen's father died. So they start weakening Charles to believe that Charles will need the media to make him popular. But if Charles understood his position, king, what's higher than a king on this earth? Okay, you high up there. Nobody can tell you anything. All right, you could get advice from people to make certain decisions, but when you are high up there, people listen to you. But the tabloid, the media, shrink him to make him in the same level as them, when in fact no. And this is the problem that the media has with Harry in the UK. They want Harry to go, the same level as them. Harry understand his position. He's like, I'm a prince. Without me, you have no content. This kind of thing. All right. So yeah, they shrank Charles to believe that. So this, I agree with that. Before we dive back in, quick detour about the British monarchy's press pool. For lack of a better term, the royal voter. Monarchy and media is a long, winding, toxic love affair. Historically, portraiture of coins were a popular way to share the royal family and the masses. Queen Victoria, the great-great-grandmother of Queen Elizabeth II, became the first to feature in newsreels, giving new access to the people and their sovereign. To tell you the truth, I thought it was Prince Philip who gave them the access. Then that was during their wedding and things like that. I'm talking on top of my head. But she went further back. Alright. But Philip might be the second perhaps, because that was more of video aspect. But for the printing, I guess, yeah. Okay. So that's that. She did her research, so I'm not gonna contemplate her. Okay, on Christmas Day 1932, the British people got to hear their sovereign. King George V became the first British, okay, there she is, she's correcting me here. Okay, King George V became the first British monarch to deliver a live radio. Okay, so this is radio. Okay, it's not television. Okay, deliver a live radio address. 2 decades later, King George's granddaughter, Queen Elizabeth II, would become the first British monarch to have a televised coronation in June 1953. Alright, so this is the part that I was aware of. So she went further back from printing to audio and then now to TV. So this is what she's explaining here. I'll share this on my community board because this is a good read. Okay, I left out King Edward, Elizabeth's uncle, and Wallis Simpson intentionally. I've already done a deep dive on their media relationship in a previous series. You can find it here. Alright, so when you guys go, I will put the link in the description. You could click this to check what she's talking about. Alright, so there's all of that. The media relationship was changing. The media relationship was chugging along until a 19-year-old entered the picture and caught everyone off guard. Diana, like the rest of the royal family, believed that after the excitement of her 1981 nuptial to Charles died down, so too would be the attention. Okay. Yes. Okay, that's whatever that is. Is it Alesset Morris? What's her name? Alesset Morissette or something like that? Okay, is it ironic? I think that's the video. All right, but back to this. I had to bring this down because I didn't see any pause. I don't want YouTube to, block the video, my video, because of that thing. I can't. I don't have any care for. All right, everyone, even the media, were caught unawares by the Princess Diana phenomenon. The demand for Di made royal engagement visit to patronages, ribbon cutting, etc. a logistical nightmare. On top of that, the papers rightfully argued that taxpayers deserve to know the going-on taxpayers funding engagement. Okay. Alright. And so the royal voter was born. The voter is not a catch-all term for royal reporting. Alright. The royal voter has roughly a dozen representatives, including the Daily Mail, Mail on Sunday, The Sun, The Mirror, Express, Telegraph, Hello, a UK magazine only recently allowed entry, London Evening Standard, The Times, The Sunday Times. Half of these are tabloid. So when people say, who cares about the tabloid anyway? Apparently, the British royal family. Okay? It's akin to National Enquirer being included in a traveling press pool for Vice President Kamala Harris and reporting on her visit to insert swing state, and the next day writing an article about how she is actually animatronic, and the next day writing an article about how she is actually animatronics and the real Kamala Harris is hiding with Jeff Bezos' underground clock that's supposed to last 10,000 years in West Texas. Honestly, the W-2 tax return for being a teenage employee at McDonald's also could have work here. All right, that's an example she's giving what the UK papers is into the US. Okay, nobody in the US pay attention. Some people read it, but we don't consider it as news. All right, the National Enquirer. All right, so that's pretty much it. All right, so I'll leave the link in the description. She left sub links. All right, like this one, you guys could read. So back to Twitter. All right. So I click on this before I could read here. I wrote about royal tours and my new subtract series, including the happiness the royal family felt after Harry and Meghan's successful tour. Decades later, the Daily Beast observed the growing attention placed on the Sussexes in October 2018 with a piece titled Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are wildly popular. That could be a problem. Remember, I have that video. I think CNN was asking this lady about Harry and Meghan or something, and said, "Oh, this could be a problem."
Do you see any scenario by which Harry and Meghan overshadow Kate and
Oh,
William?
yes, I do. I do. I mean, this is immediately was my first thought. You know, this could be a problem.
So it's the same thing. I don't know. It's so childish, to tell you the truth. After their successful Australia tour, it harkened back to Diana's first overseas tour to Australia and New Zealand. Royal watchers groaned when Diana didn't get out of the car on their side to greet them and instead got stuck with Charles. Oh my God. And he just did a tour right now in Australia. Not too many people showed up. Between Charles' jealousy, Diana's bewilderment over the attention, plus battling morning sickness, Diana felt like she had been thrown in the deep end. They be there to criticize me, Diana will say, of royal family, but never to say, well done. Yeah, she did say that in one of the things that she did, one of her videos. Was it the voice coach? Yeah. But anyway, so that's that. Let's go back. I think it was a retweet. Did I read them all? Right, and why the clarity and truth of Harry's memoir was so threatening to them. It's also why he's seeing these court cases too. Exactly. Right, it's giving, I said what I said. That's an ad. Deeply disturbing to watch them try to create a narrative so disconnected from reality. Yeah, there's something about them that's just black. When you try to tell them reality and they have something set in their mind, they don't see anything else. You could try to make sense out of their BS or try to tell them whatever it is that they're thinking doesn't make sense to reality. They don't hear you. They see only theirs. And then people suppose they expect people to see only their ways. There's no other way. And this is their problem. Alright, there's the thinking face here. Wonder if the Sussex squad will be there 100 years from now to set the record straight. Well, this is why the court papers are there. Let's write this. And I've said this before, not because she said in this comment here why he's going to court. This is why Harry is making sure the nonsense that the tabloids are putting are not the only thing that people have to read about. Like when I said, I think I said in one of the videos that I have that those tabloids were meant for the future, not for now. So when our great-grandkids are reading or do research about Harry and Meghan, these were the nonsense we were gonna see. But now we have the docuseries, we have the Oprah interview, we have Spare. All right, if Meghan decided to write her book, we will see the truth, the other side of things. And then the court documents is the hard truth because they have to prove themselves. All right, so let me respond to that. Okay, I left with no more characters to write. All right, this is why the Oprah interview, the Netflix docuseries, and Spare, the book, and most importantly, the court cases have to happen. If the tabloid BS were the only things left about them, then the future would be left with only the fabricated pieces about them. Harry and Meghan are setting the record straight. All right, so there's that. All right, I'm gonna black this one because it seems like it's just, a deranger. So that is that. let's do a prayer. Let me pause and think about a prayer for them. Okay, so that came really quick. I put prayer for guidance and clarity. Okay, let's read this one here. Dear Lord, I come to you today asking for guidance. I feel lost and overwhelmed, and I need your help finding my way. Please open my eyes and heart to the direction you want me to take. Help me to make wise decisions that will lead me closer to your path for my life. I feel like there should be something more, but I'm just gonna leave it as that. Alright, so please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. Alright, and yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching.